A very good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Neha Dubey from MBA-SGI Bhopal. Today, I am going to take in the part third of the sampling and its types of research methodology subject of MBA second semester. The topic is non-probability sampling. So let's start the lecture. That is non-probability methods. There are a certain famous or informal non-probability methods that is based on the convenience, judgmental quota, and the snowball. So what is actually convenience non-probability methods? Convenience based on the ease of accessibility or accessibility. That is, researcher can decide how they can reach to the persons to collect the data that based on this basis, the convenience non-probability method of the sampling. Now, the judgment deliberately select the sample to conform to some criteria. For certain situations, say I wanted to take in there's some policy decision of any company. So I have to take certain policy. So for this, we have taken the consent and opinion of a board of directors members only, not of the employees and the customers. So what is this? Here we can take the judgmental sampling. Now, the quota sampling, relevant characteristics are used to segregate the sample to improve its representativeness. Here, the quota can be formed. Each quota is what? It's the small sample or small groups can be formed for segregating the sample on the basis of a certain parameters or the features or the characteristics, so that the sample can be taken and it would be easy for us. Snowball is what? It is referred by the current sample element, or we can say it is a kind of a chain. In this, we can explain one by one in our next slides. So non-probability sampling, purposive sampling. In this sampling method, the researcher selects a typical group of an individual who might represent the larger population and then collects data from this group, also known as a judgmental sampling. Here you can see in a diagram that a multiple colored wearing dresses of a population is here, and we are selecting this zone or some things that is specifically kind of a green color. Okay, we can select the pink or the yellow color dress wearing students or the population. Means in this zone, we are doing some judgment on the basis of a certain characteristics, features or whatever, so that we can choose certain group. That is the purposive sampling. Now, the convenience sampling. It refers to the procedure of obtaining units or members who are most conveniently available. It consists of units which are obtained because cases are readily available. In selecting the incidental sample, the researcher determines the required sample size and then simply collects data on that number of individuals who are available easily. In diagram, you can see that the researcher is standing in a between, and for the accessibility or the convenience of the reach of a researcher choose only the certain people who are nearby to them. Okay, so they selected or he or she select the data from that person's notebook. Or we can take a simple example of any class. If I wanted to take the feedback of a teacher, so I can circulate a Google form, or I am taking the data from the students for the teacher's feedback. So I am collecting the data so easily accessible, or the convenient one means who are present on that class at that particular moment. That's it. So it is the convenience sampling, right? Now the quota sampling is what? The selection of the sample is made by the researcher who decides the quota for selecting sample from a specified subgroup of the population. Say, an interviewer might be need data from 40 adults and 20 adolescents in order to study student television viewing habits. Okay, in this example, the students can be mentioned. It is not bifurcated by the gender, but we can say in a quota selection, we can do that the 20 adult men and 20 adult women. And whereas in a 20 adolescents with 10 adolescents girls and 10 adolescents boys. So that we can form a quota on a gender wise, and we can select, now we can select a certain people for a sample. Now the snowball sampling. In snowball sampling, the researcher identifying and selecting available respondents who meet the criteria for inclusion. After the data have been collected from the subject, the researcher asks for a referral of other individuals. who would also meet the criteria and represent the population of a concern. Fine. Cherry sampling, chain referral, or sampling, referral sampling. You can understand it by seeing this diagram. Have you understood now? Means the one person, I am taking the data from a one person and asking for them to suggest to same kind of a person who can give this kind of a data to me. So he or she communicated to make sure and the referrals and so referrals and referrals means we are making a chain by taking the reference from the single one and collected the data from them. So this is the probability and non-probability type of sampling. Here we can summarize it by differentiating between them. In a probability or the random sampling, you can generalize to the population defined by the sampling frame, whereas in a non-probability, you cannot generalize beyond the sample. Now allows use of a statistic test hypothesis and exploratory research generates a hypothesis. Now, in a probability, can estimate population parameter, whereas in non-probability, population parameters are not of interest. Probability eliminate biases and non-probability adequacy of a sample can't be known. And probability must have a random selection of a units and non-probability cheaper, easier, and quicker to carry out. So this is all about the probability and non-probability. If you have any doubt or any question or any kind of a suggestion, you can comment on this video so that I can consider it. So thank you and have a nice day. Hopefully, you will able to understand the things which I wanted to tell you about the sampling, probability sampling and non-probability sampling. We will meet you with the new lecture. Thank you.